All right, guys, I'm trying out a new camera microphone system, so if this doesn't work, it might not make the video, but if it does, we might be in business here. Typically, I don't do like the walking around stuff, and usually my microphone setup is different, so we've got a couple different experiments here, but here she is. So 2022 Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium, and it is in army green. Okay, so I think 4Runners in general look better in the darker colors. I think the brighter colors like the lime rush and like the crazy orange octane stuff doesn't look quite as good. So like I mentioned, everything is washable in the whole car. Double car seat life, you know, but everything is washable. Okay, all this stuff can come out, all these things can come out, wash them down, stick them back in the car. I'll tell you why I decided to do that. Some people think those are cheap, which I understand, but it's practical for me. It's like all the cup holders, they all have those little inserts in them just to make cleaning easy. Also, wipes. You know, I always need wipes when you're driving in a car with a bunch of toddlers back here, just raising hell. Perform24 family, what's going on, guys? Happy New Year. Today is January 2nd, 2023. I've got a weird one for you today. This might be the most off-topic video that I've ever made on this channel. I certainly understand that it's off-topic, but I think I can tie it in here, okay, to what you usually expect from my channel. But today is the day that I'm going to be sharing 4 reasons why I bought a brand new 2022 4Runner. So the car that I owned before this was a 2005 Camry. And I drove that thing for almost 11 years. And that was probably the best thing that I ever spent money on, okay? I remember at the time when I bought it, I had just graduated college. I did buy it used, and it was very, very expensive for me at the time, okay? So I had to hustle to get that thing paid off. But obviously I ended up paying it off, and then I ended up driving it for a very, very, very long time afterwards, which is exactly what I'm planning on doing with the 4Runner. So I don't trade cars, I don't buy and sell cars. My wife doesn't buy and sell cars. You know, a lot of my clients do, so I understand that that's something that people are into, but that's not my reason for buying a car here, okay? I want to buy something, set it and forget it, basically. Just trust that it's a good purchase and that it's a good vehicle for me, and then not think about it for another 10 years. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with this 4Runner, which, you know, is the perfect segue into reason number 1 why I bought it. It's just the, you know, the bulletproof, legendary reliability of these Toyota 4Runners. This is a brand new one. It is a 2022, but this specific truck has been on the market since I think 2010. Nothing's changed about it. The engine, the transmission, nothing has changed about it. They updated the interior, I think, in 2020. They kind of brought the technology along a little bit, but other than that, this is the exact same truck that it was when it debuted in 2010. So this is a tried and true battle-tested vehicle that I know for a fact is going to last a very, very long time, okay? So you can't say that about some of the newer vehicles that are on the market because they just haven't been on the market for very long, okay? We don't know exactly how long they're going to last. We know for a fact how long a 4Runner can last if you treat it well. So that is why I bought 1, a new one, and then 2, a 4Runner. Okay, reason number 2 that I bought this was the versatility and its capability, okay? So versatility both like for me in my everyday life, and then capability just around what this vehicle can actually do, where it can go. So first of all, like most of the time I'm just driving this to and from work, and I pick up my kids from school almost every single day, okay? So it had to be comfortable for at least 2 car seats, which it is, okay? But then number 2, obviously these things can go almost anywhere, okay? Even just straight out of the box. Like I'm not gonna modify this. I have no need to modify it beyond what it is, but right off the lot, this thing can pretty much go anywhere. And before you guys hit me with, oh, you're just driving it around town, I do have footage that I will be rolling here of driving this vehicle in the flooded streets of South Tampa in August and September during rainy hurricane season, okay? And so, yes, just going back and forth to work, it's not that big of a deal. Usually I don't deal with ice or snow or mountains or anything like that, but I do deal with flooding very frequently, and that is something that caused problems with the Camry, okay? So back when I was driving the Camry, flooding was actually a big deal, and it would actually reroute me during those rainy summer seasons here in Tampa. So I had to avoid some areas of town because of the flooding there. Don't have to do that anymore. It's a pretty good deal. Reason number 3 that I bought this 4Runner is that it is kid proof, okay? This thing is super, super kid proof. I'm gonna be hauling around my toddlers for years. The amount of spills that happen in a car full of toddlers is unbelievable, okay? Again, this is an older vehicle, and so some of the materials that they use are older, but they use this like Softex seating material, okay? And it's not quite leather, it's not true leather, but you can wipe everything down, okay? Everything can be wiped down and it's not gonna damage the leather. It's not super, super luxurious like that where, you know, literally using baby wipes on it isn't gonna like damage the leather or anything like that. Also, I put in floor liners, okay? So again, anything off the floor can just be vacuumed up or wiped down super easy. I'm not like just running dirt or just like grinding dirt into the carpet floors or anything like that. I did put liners and everything. And then this might be a little controversial, but I did put like these like little cheap like cup liners and like the detail liners or like cubby liners throughout the entire vehicle. So again, like I'm telling you right now, if you have kids, you definitely understand me, but if you don't have kids, you don't understand how big of a mess they can make in a 15-minute car ride, okay? So they're always handing me sticky things or whatever, and I know that I can just put them in the cup holder, kind of put them in a side compartment, and then when I get home, I can pull that little, I don't know, that little insider liner thing out and just wash it in and put it right back in the cubby, okay? So some people might say that that's cheap, but it's actually extremely useful for me. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about kid proof, okay? Anything in that vehicle can pretty much be pulled out, hosed down, washed, and put back in, which is a lifesaver with toddlers. And reason number 4, it is the simplicity of the vehicle. I'm talking both the motor, both the powertrain, and the interior, okay? I think vehicles as a whole, just like anything, honestly, a lot of products are just a race to like the latest and greatest features, okay? Vehicles in particular, I think they bite off more than they can chew on the technology side. More often than not, they're trying to stay ahead of the competition, and so they just jam these cars with features that sometimes either break over time, or 2, do not age well. They either become irrelevant very quickly, or they just look like garbage and they look kind of cheap down the road, okay? And so we all know examples of that where like technology is like super flashy for like 6 months and then it gets outdated and then it's basically irrelevant. So I like the fact that the 4Runner is as simple as it is on the inside. I think it's going to age very well. It already has aged very well, but I'm planning on keeping this for such a long time that you know, I'm a little nervous that if I buy a car with the latest and greatest features for today, that in a few years, like, it's just going to be like awkward, honestly, or unusable or useless or outdated or whatever. But you know, this truck is already outdated and it works great, okay? So they don't sell you this based off of features that aren't required or aren't needed or aren't flashy, okay? They're selling you only what you need and what you use, and I really appreciate the simplicity of the 4Runner. Okay, I think that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys have seen some of my other product videos, you guys know that I love attention to detail. I love quality. I love companies that build things that they're prideful of, and I think that the 4Runner is a prime example of that, okay? I think that they absolutely nailed this when they did debut it. It's going to be updated soon. You know, there are 2023 rumors, 2024 rumors. It definitely needs an upgrade, but they've just put so much time into refining this truck that I think it's, man, I don't know. To me, that's just like the epitome of craftsmanship. That's the epitome of manufacturing, is just working, refining until you have something that is just so, I'm so confident in it. You know, I know that it's not going to break on me, and I know that it will last a very long time. So I've got a funny story that just kind of epitomizes some of these things that we're talking about here with the craftsmanship and the reliability. But when I was calling around looking for one, I wanted to find an army green one, and so I was kind of calling different dealerships all over the state looking for one, and I got the guy on the phone. for this one, and he was telling me, he was trying to sell me on the truck. You know, he's like, you know, you're gonna love it. Like as soon as you get into it, you're gonna love it. And I told him, I was like, honestly, like I'm sure I will love it, but in all reality, I just want to get something that my son can drive. And he's like, oh, he goes, nice, okay, that's great. He goes, how old is your son? And I said, 3. And so, you know, that really is my thought process here. You know, he's now 4 years old, but I've got a 4-year-old son that literally this is his truck, okay? He's going to get that. And for all you guys that say, like, I'm going to end up trading it in, there's no shot I'm trading this thing in, okay? Like I said, like the last car I had it for almost 11 years, and I shouldn't have traded that one in, to be honest with you. But anyways, this is going to be a staple in my life for a very long time. I'm very, very happy with it. And I think that it just kind of fits my ethos too, and the channel's ethos on just quality. So that's a big theme that we talk about here, and it's something that's very important to me. And I think that that's kind of how I'm wedging this 4Runner into the greater channel content here. But that's going to wrap up today's video. 2023, hope you guys have a good new year. Let me know what your plans are. Are you guys going to buy something new in 2023? I hope you guys do. Or, you know, I hope you guys are chasing your dreams one way or another. But we'll talk soon. In the meantime, train hard, live full. See ya.